you. Right. Oh, still I can't share this screen. All right. Okay, fine. Now I would open yesterday's stuff, actually the latter part, right? Right. Okay. So yesterday we ended our discussion on manner of articulation of consonants. So actually I don't want to repeat what we have discussed yesterday, right? And we finished the work. Yesterday, of course, we winded up the discussion with some simple exercises. This is the one I gave you. Okay, so you need to just refresh your memory as well as understanding of the phonetic symbols of consonants with this. So this is a list of words, and in each word you need to identify the first consonant sound and then write the symbol in front. So that we discussed yesterday, and something similar we have today, just to finish our discussion on consonants. Okay, so today we will be moving on to the vowel sound production. Before that, I need you to take few minutes. Now at the beginning of today's discussion, just take few minutes and do this work. So the question, give the phonetic symbol for the final consonant sound in each of the following words. So there are 20 words again here also. So you need to pronounce each word clearly and catch the final consonant. Okay, and then write the relevant phonetic symbol of the final consonant. So for this work also, I'll give you few minutes, around 5 minutes. Okay, right. So you don't have to check any dictionaries or the phonetic script from anywhere. No need. Just simply pronounce these words, paying attention to how you end these words. Okay, okay. You take your time. For a moment, I need to stop sharing my screen. Okay, for 1 second. So please take a screenshot or a photo of this slide. Until I come back, you can use that. Right? Okay, I'm stopping now. Have you finished? Are you still doing the work? Okay, we'll give you 1 or 2 more minutes, and after that we'll see. Now, actually, I'm giving time for those who are in the lecture, as well as for those who would be listening to the recording later. So while you are listening to the recording, right, take this time to try this work. If you were not in the lecture, of course, right? If you have not been in the lecture, take this time and do the work. And after that, check your work. Okay, right. So shall we see now? I think the time given to you is enough. So we'll see. Tarani, have you finished the work?
Yeah, ma'am, I have finished, but I'm not much sure about my answer.
Okay, right. Never mind. So I'll be putting the symbols on screen. You all please check. Okay, right. So now this is about identification of the consonant sounds, because we just finished our discussion on consonants. So here in these words, you need to catch the final consonant sound, right? So you need to catch the proper pronunciation, the correct pronunciation of the word. If you go wrong in pronouncing the word, of course, you would be identifying wrong sound.
Yes.
Then you will be writing a wrong symbol as well. Okay. So this first word, this is trot. Trot. Okay. So I don't actually I don't try to write the whole word in phonetics. That will take a long time. But I will just answer the question here. You need to catch the final sound, final consonant sound. So this all these words are written in Roman letters. So although they are in normal spellings, you need to pronounce and find out where the consonants are and where the vowels are. So the first word is, as I told, this is trot. Th. Th is the final consonant sound, and I will write the symbol in front. This is the symbol for th. Actually, all of you know these symbols because during our discussion on classification of consonants, I was giving you the 22 consonant list. Okay.
Yes,
Right. So this is the final sound. And the second sound is clear. This is miss. Pronunciation is miss. So s. S. Final consonant. And stomach. Stomach. So don't go by the spelling. right? If you stick yourselves too much to the spellings of these words, you definitely will miss the pronunciation. So just look at the word and pronounce the word loudly or in mind. Then you will catch the correct sounds there. So the word is stomach. And the final sound is her. Her. Right. And the next word is indict. We pronounce the word as indict. So what is the final sound? That is her. Okay. And the next word is pronounced as ledge. Ledge. So the final consonant is j. That is this j. Right? Ledge. And the next one, itch. Itch. So final consonant is ch. The sound is ch. And symbol we can write like this. These symbols, you are familiar with these symbols. Only thing here is actually not the symbols. Symbols are already known. You need to identify, recognize the correct sound. Okay, next word, sign. Final sound, final consonant sound, right, is na, sign, na. And what about this one? This is pronounced as niche, niche, and the final sound is a vowel sound, a. But you need to find out the final consonant sound. So, final consonant is sh. The word is pronounced as niche, right? The next word, hiccup. So, f is the final consonant. Uz, uz, z, final consonant. And next word, pace, pace. S is the final consonant. And lead, lead, final consonant is the, right? The, lead. Tongue is the next word. Tongue, g. Final sound, final consonant sound, g, tongue. And comb, comb, it's clear. The final consonant is b. And the next word, brogue, brogue. G is the final consonant sound. And if you go to the other list, mole, l is the final consonant sound. And rough, R-O-U-G-H, rough, f is the final consonant. The next word, B-E-I-G-E, pronounced as beige, beige, j, beige, right? J is the final consonant. J. Hopped, hopped. Can any one of you tell me the final consonant of this next word? How do you pronounce this part?
Ud. Ud.
Is that so? How do you say? H-O-P-P-E-D. We write it with the past form of the word using ed. But how do you say the word?
Hopped. Just the consonant is.
Do you really pronounce the at the end?
Hopped. Hopped.
Yeah, you just quickly tell the word in the past form.
Noun.
Is the coming? Exactly. Do you think you say the word like hopped, hopped, something?
Hopped.
If you try to say the, of course, it would be a little bit difficult. Right?
Yes.
It's difficult. Actually, the actual sound is the hopped.
Hopped.
when you want to say this
Mm.
verb in the past form or past participle form, it will be the sound. Although we in writing we use ed, we write ed. In practical pronunciation, that is the sound. Hopped. Right now, there are so many example situations like this, where in the past form, past and the past participle forms of the verb can end in t, the sound t, and still there are verbs, past and past participle forms of verbs with ed in writing and in pronunciation ending with the sound, right? T, d, even id. So there are variations like that. So this particular verb ends with t, hopped, not hopped. I don't think it would be quite artificial if you try to say d here at the end. And not that easy, it's not automatically coming either, right? This hopped. And the last word, solemn. Solemn, do you pronounce the last sound is the last letter N?
No.
It's not normally pronounced, right? Solemn. M is the final consonant sound. Okay, right. So these are the final consonants in their phonetic symbols, right? So as you are, all of you are following this module, it's good if you can have a very clear memory of these phonetic symbols of vowels as well as consonants, right? So shall I close the screen now? Because we have come to the end of our discussion on consonants. Have you taken the symbols and have you checked with your ones?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm stopping, right? Closing the slides on consonants. And then today I plan to talk about the next category. Actually, next two categories we'll see according to the availability of time. We will discuss both vowels and diphthongs. So first, starting with vowels. Right. Right. Okay, so when we talk about the vowels also, there are so many features, phonetic features you need to be clear of, right? Just like consonants, but just like consonants, there are so many phonetic features, but unlike consonants, there are so many other different types of phonetic features. So we need to pay our attention to the production of vowels, right? Okay, now by now you have a clear idea regarding the main difference. Yesterday also I happened to mention it several times, but I repeated it several times. The major difference between consonant production and vowel production is that this airstream that enters our vocal tract is disturbed, is blocked in different places in different ways when we produce consonants, right? But unlike that, when we produce a vowel sound, this airstream that enters the vocal tract is not obstructed. The airstream is not blocked. It flows freely within the mouth and finally goes out of the body. Although it flows freely, still this airstream is manipulated, right? This airstream is controlled by so many changes, controlled or subjected to so many changes that are made by the speech organs, right? Like tongue, lips, basically tongue and lips. So we will consider how these changes are done to the airstream, right? Now, these are some introductory lines about vowel sounds. In articulatory terms, vowels are sounds articulated with no obstruction, right? So this, the major point, major feature comes first here. No obstruction of the airstream, that is with open articulation. Open, we call it open articulation. So hope you still remember the terms we met yesterday: open approximation, close approximation in relation to the consonant production. So When we talk about the vowel production here, we say that there is no obstruction done to the airstream, and that is in brief given as open articulation. So there is lack of central closure of the airstream, right? There is no closure. Closure here means obstruction, and which means the two articulators are coming closer. Maybe they are touched to each other or coming closer and disturbing the airstream, right? Though the tongue may come. So such kind of thing is not happening when we talk about the vowel sounds, right? Lack of closure means that though the tongue may come into contact with the teeth on the other sides, right? Still, although there is no obstruction, the tongue can contact with teeth while we are producing some vowels. So in acoustic terms, vowels are sounds that vary in pitch, which is determined by the quality of the sound wave, right? So pitch is modified by change in the shape of the resonating chamber, the oral and sometimes the nasal tracts, and by change in the position and shape of tongue and lips, and by lowering or raising the velum. So you know about pitch, right? Pitch means the voice level. So an average human being has 3 different voice levels: high pitch, low pitch, and middle pitch level. Actually, this voice level or pitch is modified by the resonances. You know, resonances are some vibrations that are taking place inside our vocal tract, inside the nasal tract or inside the oral tract. Okay. And these vibrations or resonances are changed or are decided by the position and shape of the tongue and lips, and also by the position of the velum. Okay, now you know there are 3 articulators: tongue, lips, and velum. So the behavior of these 3 articulators has an important impact on the pitch, production of pitch or the voice level, and also as a result, the production of vowels. Okay, because vowels have different pitch levels. So these pitch levels are decided by the contacts made by these different articulators. So in functional terms, vowels constitute the nucleus or necessary part of the syllable. Functional terms means when you talk about the how the vowels function in phonetics, right? So you know about syllable. Syllable is a speech unit, as I was talking yesterday, right? I think we made this work. So in a syllable, I have told to you the essential sound unit. If you just take this as the syllable unit, the essential sound unit is the vowel, right? Usually. For us to identify any particular kind of speech unit as a syllable, there has to be a vowel sound there, right? With or without consonant. So existence of consonant is not compulsory, but there has to be a vowel sound, right? So that forms, the vowel forms the nucleus. Nucleus means actually the central part of the syllable. So that is the function, phonetic function of vowels. Remember that. Without a vowel, of course, we don't identify anything as a syllable. There are exceptions, okay? There are exceptions, but in general sense, we can talk here. Without the vowel, we can't identify any syllable, right? Vowel is a compulsory item. So that is a function of vowel sound. So there are 3 different perspectives two vowel sounds here in this slide. Hope you have got some idea, right? In the first point, we talked about how the vowels are produced with open articulation, right? And in the second point, we talked about acoustically, right? What happens when the vowels are produced and what kind of reasons are there behind the different vowel sound production, the variations in the pitch. And variations in the pitch are decided by the vibrations or the resonance made by the tongue, lip, and velum. Okay. And in the third point, we talked about the function of vowels. So practically or phonetically, we can recognize vowels to be present in the central part, right? Vowel occupies the central part, the most important part inside a syllable. So without a vowel, there is no syllable. Nucleus of the syllable is a vowel, right? So that is according to what the vowels are doing, functions, right? So you can understand, I hope, three different perspectives to vowel sounds, right? So here, classification of vowels is difficult. Difficult means it is not possible. It is possible. Vowels can be classified, but it's not as easy as consonant classification. Okay. It's somewhat these different types of vowels are they are varying very slightly from one another. One vowel is different from another vowel slightly, unlike consonants. That is why we say classification of vowels is quite difficult. Now there are reasons coming here due to vowels are articulated not by putting the articulators into discrete configurations, right? But by shape in the tongue in the mouth. So unlike consonants where these articulators are moving and making contact with other articulators, right? There are closures, obstructions, a lot of things are happening. But unlike that, when we talk about the vowels, one vowel is different from another vowel, maybe due to a slight change in the tongue position. Okay, hence there are theoretically infinite different vowel sounds, forming a continuum with no distinct boundaries, of course, right? Actually, we just think about theoretically, right? If you think theoretically, there is an unlimited number of different vowel sounds because these differences are very slight, right? Just a little bit different position of the tongue may create a different vowel. Okay. So there is significant regional and individual variation in the inventory of vowel sounds. So phonologically, different dialects of English are distinguished primarily by their inventory of vowels, while the inventory of consonants is quite consistent across dialects. So what do you understand by that point? Practically, when you observe the languages, right? Especially different dialects of English, American English, British English, and these are the two dialects of English. And if you go beyond these two, African English, this Australian English, Canadian English, Indian English, Sri Lankan English, so and so. So all these different dialects of English are distinguished primarily by their inventory of vowels. Okay. While the inventory of consonants is quite, of course, consistent across dialects. So be it American English, British English, or whatever type of English, consonants are quite fixed. They are almost the same. That's the idea here, right? Whatever the dialect is, consonants are the same, almost same, but vowels are different. So, for example, the British English is different from American English from vowel sounds, of course, not from consonants. There are differences in consonants to some extent, but basic differences are created by these vowel differences. That is the point here. Okay, and authorities differ in their analysis of vowel sounds and in their methods of transcribing vowels. So several or not entirely compatible systems of vowel transcription are currently in use. Actually, transcription means converting to the phonetic script, right? Writing the sounds using phonetic symbols. So that is transcription. So when we talk about the vowel transcriptions, different methods are there in transcribing vowels, and also different types of analyzing vowel sounds are also available. So as a result, several systems of vowel transcriptions are there at present worldwide, okay? Throughout the countries where English, the dialects, different dialects of English are used. Several different systems of transcribing vowel sounds are available. Not only one unique system, okay? It's not one unique system, several different systems are there, right? So we can produce acceptable vowel sounds without the full complement of articulatory gestures. For example, without teeth, clench, or without the required lip rounding. Okay. So we can produce any vowel sound, acceptable vowel sounds, without the full complement of articulatory gestures, which means articulatory gestures in the sense here, using the articulators that are contacting each other, right? Without having articulators that are fully or partially contacting, still we can produce acceptable vowel sounds, or slightly by changing the tongue position, and also the even like without talking anything about lip rounding also, right? Okay, so differences in length combine with differences in quality in distinguishing vowels, but it's not always easy to separate these differences. Of course, now we know among the vowels there are short vowels and long vowels. Lengthwise there are differences, right? So we call them tense vowels and lax vowels. Tense means long vowels, the vowels which take long time, dragging, and lax vowels are the short vowels. So still the differences between these tense and lax categories are quite it's not that easy to recognize. Even the not only the length, right, the quality wise also there are differences among the vowel sounds. So these are not that easy, just not like the consonant differences. Okay, so it is quite difficult to pinpoint exactly where the tongue is when a vowel is produced. So this is especially true for back vowels, right? Back vowels are the vowels that are produced using the back part of the tongue. So not only the back part, right? Even here also there are different parts of the tongue we talk about in the production of vowel sounds. So front part, middle part, and the back part. Not only the back vowels actually, right? Front vowels or even the central vowels. We can't, sometimes it's really difficult to recognize which part of the tongue is in use when we produce some vowel sounds. It takes a long time for us to be clear regarding the particular position of tongue that may be used, right? So that is why we say, because of all these factors, we say, unlike consonants, identifying the vowel sound production is not that easy, right? It's quite difficult, but we need to do it, right? We are going to do that. So in some respects, however, vowels are easier to classify than consonants. In some other situations. For consonants, we must consider 4 criteria. Okay. So hope you still remember voicing, orality or nasality, place and manner of articulation. So we were just talking about the function of the glottis, function of the velum, orality, nasality, and place of articulation and manner of articulation. So there are altogether 4 different criteria to talk about or to describe about the consonant sound production. But for vowels, we need to consider only one criterion, that is place of articulation only. So in which place inside our mouth or vocal tract do we produce vowels? In which place? Only one phonetic criterion. But the thing is, or the problem is, although there is only one phonetic criterion, that is the place of articulation, there are so many places of articulation that are different from one another very slightly. That is the problem, and that is what we were talking so far. Okay? That is what we were talking about. So this is due to the fact that all vowels are voiced and oral. Okay. Now can you remember? There are some, now most of the time I'm comparing vowels with consonants, right? So, you know, there are voiced consonants and voiceless consonants, as well as there are oral consonants and nasal consonants. But when you think about the vowels, all are voiced. All the vowels are voiced and all the vowels are oral. So in English, of course, we don't find voiceless vowels or nasal vowels, nothing. So it's easy. In that respect, of course, it is easy. Unlike now, if you just think about the consonant, you have to remember, okay, what are the voiced consonants and what are the voiceless consonants and what are nasal consonants and what are oral consonants. Likewise, there are classifications. There are different types of consonants according to these criteria. But vowels, all are voiced and all are oral. So also, in terms of their manner of articulation, all vowels are produced with open approximation. So by now you understand this. All vowels are produced with open approximation. This is opposite to the close approximation, right? So close approximation means the 2 articulators are coming closer, obstructing the airstream. Close approximation. And open approximation means the 2 articulators are not contacting each other. They are not coming closer. Nothing like that is happening. In other words, the airstream is not obstructed. Open approximation is that. So the same manner for all the vowel sounds. Right? Okay. I think so far it's clear for you what we have been talking about, the production of vowels in common. Right? Okay, so there are some areas, certain things we have to talk about when we talk about the vowel sound production. Just give me 1 second to go back. Okay, we are going to talk about the role of the tongue here, right? The tongue is very much important in the production of vowels. So in the production of consonants, not only the tongue, there are some other important articulators are there. But when you think about the vowels, actually the tongue plays a huge role. Okay. So the tongue is convex with the front and back humped and the tip hanging down. So what do you think? That is the shape of the tongue, right? The front and back humped and the tip hanging down. So tongue has this kind of, actually we can't fix the shape of the tongue always because it's the tongue, no? It can have different shapes in different times. Okay. Then this is the tip area. Tip of the tongue. The high point is measured on two axes, a horizontal or front-back axis and a vertical or high-low axis. Okay, so there are diagrams coming in, so I will explain more about the tongue position with these diagrams, right? The front-back axis is divided into three positions, the front, back. So actually, this is the front area. Okay, just forget about it because I'll erase it. Okay. This is the front part, right? And this is the back part of the tongue. So the front back axis is divided into three positions, front, central, and back. So it is like this, the whole tongue. Right? That means the horizontally, the tongue is divided into three sections. This is the front section, and this is central section, and the third section is the back section, front, central, back, which range from the center of the palate to the back of the velum, right? So from the center of the palate, back, this particularly the back part, begins somewhere in the center of the palate to the back of the velum, right? And vertically also, the tongue is divided into several positions, of course, right? The high-low axis is divided into from 4 to 6 positions, either the 4 positions of the jaw noted above or 2 positions in each of the 3 sections. Okay, I'll draw it like this here, high, mid, and low. Okay, this is the tongue that can take 3 different positions, or that can have, or that can be in 3 different levels inside the mouth. Okay, so above the tongue, this is the hard palate. Take this as the hard palate. I'll write HP, hard palate. So sometimes when we produce some vowels, our tongue, right? Our tongue is very close to the hard palate. Actually, it should be very close. Not like this even. If you consider your hard palate to be here, okay, I'll draw it again. Take this as the hard palate, the roof of the mouth, right? And when we produce certain vowel sounds, our tongue is very close to the hard palate. When we produce some other vowel sounds, the tongue lies down, of course. The tongue lies quite down inside the mouth. And some other situations, the tongue occupies a central position inside the mouth, neither high, okay, no, so low. So these 3 positions are named as high position, mid position, and low position. So these are the 3 major positions, high, mid, and low. So these 3 positions are decided when we think about the tongue vertically, and front, central, back positions are identified when you look at the tongue horizontally, right? Okay. So the role of the tongue is quite important. Just have this idea, and we'll proceed to the vowels. And when we talk about the vowels, of course, this section, this topic on vowel sound production is divided into 2, because there are 2 major types of vowels available. One is the monophthong, the other one is the diphthong, right? So what kind of a vowel is monophthong then? Monophthong is a single or simple vowel. You can just consider it to be a single vowel sound. Because it is single, it is simple, right? Constituting the nucleus of a syllable, right? So this sort of a monophthong can come to the central part of the syllable. The position of the tongue is more or less static, and there is a relatively constant acoustic property or pitch to the sound. Okay, so these are the characteristics of a monophthong. Monophthong is just a single vowel sound. For example, ah, right? This is the phonetic symbol for the vowel sound ah. You can say that is a monophthong, just a single sound. Right? And the other category, diphthong. So diphthong, okay, you can just think about the nature of these sounds by looking at the words. Right? Mono means one, and thong means sound. So monothong means one sound, single vowel sound. And diphthong, diph means two. So diphthong means two sounds. A diphthong consists of the tongue gliding from one vowel position to another within a single syllable. So, which means there are two vowel sounds in this sound unit, right? Two vowel sounds, but they are not separate. We produce, or we say the second vowel sound immediately after we say the first vowel sound, right? One is pronounced soon after the other is pronounced. So both belong to the same unit. So it is produced as one continuous sound, okay? So although there are two vowel sounds, both are produced as one sound, one continuous sound, not as a succession of sounds. So by definition, a diphthong involves a change in the position of the tongue, and it may involve a change in the shape of the lips as well. So the change in the position of the tongue is very important when we talk about the diphthongs, right? So anyway, now in this lesson, we are going to talk about monophthongs and diphthongs separately, right? Separately. Soon after we talk about monophthongs, we will go to the diphthong discussion. So we will start with the monophthongs then, right? We will first talk something about monophthongs. Another word for monophthong is pure vowels. Okay. So how many pure vowels are there? As you think. Oh, how many monophthongs are there? Simply to ask, how many vowels are there?
5.
Yeah, actually I expected that answer because that is the number which is quite popular, right? 5. Probably A, E, I, O, U. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. But actually these 5 do not cover the tens and lakhs vowels because there are some vowels that are produced with slight dragging. We drag certain vowel sounds. Lengthier. Certain vowels are lengthier than some other vowels. But in A, E, I, O, U, we don't have these short and long vowels. Nothing. Actually, the actual number is more than 5. Can you guess?
Ma'am, that semi-vowels, the Y.
No, Tharani, now, of course, we are not talking about semi-vowels here, right? Semi-vowel is another different category, right? And if you just think about only vowel sounds, because monophthongs or pure vowels do not include semi-vowels, there are different vowels, right? Monophthongs, called monophthongs or pure vowels. So I was just asking about the number. It exceeds 5 anyway, right? Actually, there are 12 vowels. 12, right? 12 pure vowels or 12 monophthongs are there. So now I will put these pure vowels on screen and you need to do something, right? Okay, can you see? Of course, right. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are the 12 pure vowels. But now I'll give you some time, right? You may not have, please check the module also. And if you don't have time now to check the module, just take a separate piece of paper and write down these phonetic symbols. Okay. And in front of each symbol, write at least 2 words. This is for your practice, of course. And I still didn't tell you anything about these pures, and I even didn't pronounce them. So you need to try to recognize these sounds one by one and write 2 words in front containing, right, this given vowel sound, monophthong. Is that clear? So just guess what the sound is. Now, okay, is it difficult for you to guess the sound? Tell me that. Because sometimes these phonetic symbols may not be very much familiar to you. Can you guess the sound, or shall I tell you one round? Okay, I will tell, right? Listen, and then I'll give you enough time to think of some words where this particular vowel sound occurs. First one is short E, right? E. Second one, E, long E. The 2 dots means we are dragging, right? There is a length, E. And the third one, A. Fourth one, A. A. And the fifth one, A. That is also a long vowel, right? A. And the next one, sixth, right? O. Seventh one, O. Long one. And eighth, U. Ninth, U. 10th, this is A, right? Sudden A. It is not A, okay? We are not dragging here. This is not long vowel. This is A. Quickly we say A. And the 11th one, A. Last one, 12th one, Okay, right. Well, fine. So as far as you can understand, don't check dictionaries, no need, because this is not a test, no. This is not a test. You need to involve your understanding, your observation, and how, of course, you have listened to these pronunciations of vowel sounds. Based on these things, you just write 2 words. 2 words would be enough, right? Don't write many words, then you are taking long time, no? Only 2 words for each sound where this given vowel occurs. Right. Okay, I think the work is clear to you. So, how long do you need? 5 to 7 minutes? Okay, right. Use the timer. So what is that, Sudesha? Did you send me the words? Because I can't view it. How about the others?
Ma'am, I wrote and sent you. Can't you see them?
Ah, that's the thing. I can't view, of course. Right? Okay, it doesn't matter. You don't have to send me, of course. You can just switch on your video and show it, right? If you like. And the others also have finished, I hope. Okay. Yeah. Softly.
Yeah, ma'am.
Right. Softly. Right. So would you like to show your words? Just switch on your video and hold the sheet in front of the camera. Or else you can share your screen, of course, whatever way. I don't mind as long as it's clear. The words are clear. Who is that? Sudesha. Okay, wait. I check that. Just wait. The thing is, they are not very clear. So, I did not actually see.
Ma'am, shall we discuss the words that we
I'm
wrote?
going to put some words. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. So it's not that easy, I think. Right. Showing the words. Right. So what about the first sound then? Before I show you some words, okay, we'll see. First one, this is, I told you, short E, right? Okay, so what are the words then?
Tin bin.
Yeah, words like tin, bin. So in whatever the word, please underline the relevant place where you get this particular vowel sound, okay? You need to mark the area. But the thing is, you may not have written these words in phonetic script. Using the Roman letters, no, it doesn't matter. Just underline the relevant place where the sound occurs. So the words like tin, bin, okay, fine. What about long E sound? Long E. What did you all write?
T.
Yeah, sorry?
T.
T, and
B.
B, okay.
Ma'am, that when we write the words, all that relevant sound should comes in the middle or the first.
Wherever. Okay,
Wherever.
it can come wherever.
Okay.
Initial position, middle position, or end position. Whatever the position, it doesn't matter. So wherever it is, you need to underline and show, right? That's show means you need to underline and keep it with you. Okay, so that later on you can easily find. All right. So what about the third one? A.
Ten pen.
A. Okay. A.
Tap fat.
Tap. Fat. Okay, fine. R.
Target part.
Good. What about softening is not available, I think, right? Okay. Can't hear from her. And Tarani, have you written?
Oh, yeah, ma'am. I have written, I'm checking with the others because I'm not much sure about it.
No, only Sudesha is talking at the moment. Fine. So this, the next one, O, right? O,
Um,
this one. What are the words?
is it okay, ma'am? Open, occasion.
But when you say open, that is
Hmm.
long O sound. The next
Oh.
one, next sound.
Ah.
That is
Oh.
long sound. This
Hmm.
one, earlier one is short, right?
Hmm.
So what is your other word?
Occasion.
Yeah, correct. So
And the
whatever the
orange.
word there you get, yes, short O sound.
Hmm.
And O, long one,
Old,
O,
ornament.
ornament. Okay, fine, yes.
Tall, small.
Fine, correct. Huh? And U, short U.
I couldn't find a word for that because I was trying to find the word start with that.
No. Yeah, it will be difficult then, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You try to find a word where you get this sound initial position. Quite, I mean, you may not have any word.
Yeah.
So this sound can come in the middle position very often.
Hmm.
Yeah, Sudesha, what did you say?
To put.
Yeah, truth and put.
Took
Correct.
and put, yes.
Took. Okay, took is also correct. Right. U sound, long one. U.
Tool, soon.
Yes, fine. And what about the next one?
Trust, dust.
Yes, sudden sound. Quickly we say correct. And the one before the last one, this is called schwa, right? Very popular vowel among the other vowels in English. Later on we'll find schwa, okay? We'll be talking about schwa. So what are the words?
Saturday, doctor.
Where do you get schwa there? Saturday. Saturday, right? In the second syllable, third. And doctor, the last part of the word. Okay, right. And long sound. There are so many words.
Turn, burn.
The words like turn, burn, person. So okay, I'll share some. Right. Okay. These are some of words, right? More words. So actually, I don't think you should write these words also. Only thing is you better be more familiar, right? You need to be more and more familiar with this, the sounds of these monophthongs. Not only the sound, you need to be thorough with the symbol as well, right? So the first set, it is E, short E. So whatever the words you have written are correct, right? No need of adding these things. And second one, E, like B, receive. Now, sometimes you can find words where you don't feel like this particular sound occurs even, right? Now look at the spellings, K-E-Y, K-E-Y, but we say key. Okay, the only available vowel is E there. Even funny, the latter part we are dragging, funny. And receive, E-I. I have underlined the places where we get this sound, right? And A, bed, said, head, and A, like in back, sat, cat, R is also clear. And O, words like quality, right? Quality. When we look at the spellings, of course, we never think sound is there. Only in the pronunciation, we identify the sound, right? So O can come in words like quality as well then, because practically we say the word as quality. So O sound is there, short O. And long O, boat, coat, so in this kind of words we get it. And short U, like in gooden, wooden, plus whatever your words, right? And long U is there in wound, soon, rude, etc. And you can find it in but, cut, done, and well. So how do you say this word? Very common word, no? You find it everywhere. How do you say the word? Yeah.
Address.
Yeah. Usually, how have you heard the other people tell the word? Now, you may have heard sometimes people are telling address. Have you heard? Address.
Yes.
And some are calling it like pronouncing the word as address. Address. The thing is, the actual pronunciation, the correct pronunciation is address, not address, not address also. It should be address. The first sound is right? And even when we say grammar, the last sound, last vowel sound, grammar. And the third word, this is attend.
Attend.
And also ADMIT, how do you say? ADMIT, when we take a patient to the hospital, right? What do they do? Because you may have heard people telling admit.
Admit.
It is pronounced very commonly, it's pronounced as admit, but it should be admit. Admit. Okay, so initial sound in that word also, this vowel called schwa, and the long one, can be found in bird, herd, purse, nurse, word. I told you there are so many words there. Okay, right. So these are the monophthongs or pure vowels. So not only 5, then there are 12. I hope you got these 12 clearly, right? Okay, so let's continue to the classification of vowels. Right. So when we talk about the vowels, then just like in the consonants, here also there are phonetic features. Right? And all these phonetic features are talking about the, of course, the place of these vowels, right? Of course, the place is tongue. Tongue is the place, but different parts of the tongue are involved when we talk about the place of articulation. But of course, we don't use the word place of articulation in relation to vowel sounds. Okay. Instead, we say that there are so many phonetic features. Many phonetic features of vowels available according to the cardinal vowel diagram. So we'll go to the cardinal vowel diagram in few minutes. Before that, I need to explain these phonetic features. Okay, so there are of course 4 phonetic features here also. Okay, we'll look at the first one now. The part of the tongue that is raised. Now, while I was talking about the role of the tongue, I talked about this, right? Hope you remember. So now we can understand it like this. When we produce some vowel sounds, we feel okay, a particular part of our tongue feels a kind of or very slight movement. Okay, that is what you mean by raising here. But don't think that only one part of the tongue is raising while we are talking, and when the other parts are remaining where they are. It's not biologically possible. But when we produce vowels, especially when we produce vowels, a particular part of the tongue feels a kind of movement. So there are 3 different parts of the tongue: the front part, central part, and the back part. When you have the tongue like this, right? This is the front part, central part, and the back part. Okay, so when we produce some vowels, sometimes we feel the front part of the tongue is moving slightly or feeling something. In some other situations, the central part, and in relation to some other different vowel sounds, the back part. Okay. So, what are the, accordingly, if we feel a kind of movement or raising in the front part, we label that particular vowel as a front vowel. If we feel the movement in the central part of the tongue, that vowel is called central vowel. Accordingly, the back vowel also. If the back area of the tongue feels the movement, that vowel is back vowel. So there are all the vowels are either front vowels, central vowels, or back vowels. This is one classification according to the first phonetic feature. 3 types, so 3 classes of vowel sounds are there. So now I will give you some examples. Of course, 3 different vowel sounds. Okay, these 3 are short vowels. First one E, next one A, third one A. Right? Okay, there has to be a comma. So, can you identify the front vowel, central vowel, and back vowel out of these 3? Do it now. Just write separately these 3 vowels and label them as front, central, back. So what is the front vowel? What is the central vowel? And what is the back? So to identify that, actually you need to say these vowels. You need to produce. Feeling or the paying your attention to the behavior of the tongue. Right? You need to check what part of the tongue is moving. Let me say these vowels one by one. Okay. Feel this yourself and then tell me. Yeah.
E sound front vowel, the man.
E. First one. Then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other two. Then.
A central vowel, A back vowel.
Any other explanations?
A is a front vowel. E is a back.
A is central. Is that so?
E is a center. A
Okay.
is a back. And A is a front.
Okay, so we'll ask from Tarani as well.
Ma'am, is I felt central.
Which one? What is the central vowel?
E.
Okay, I'll number them, right? First, second, and third. Yeah.
Okay. Then the first one, the sound is E. I feel that is central. Second one, A. That means second one, that is front. And A. Can we take 2 positions, ma'am? No. Only one.
No.
Okay.
There are 3 types, no, front, central, back, and I have given 3 vowels, 1 for each, like that. Because I don't want to confuse you too much. That's why only 3 sounds I gave you. So then the third one belongs to the back categories. That's so. Should be, according to your right.
Yeah.
So the thing is now, I hope you can understand that the vowel identification is far more difficult than consonant identification. For example, if I ask you, okay, how do you produce per? Per is a consonant. So how do you produce per? Easily, you know, upper lip and lower lip. Both are contacting each other, tightly touched to each other, and we block the airstream. Okay, that's all. Then we release the airstream. But this is not that easy because it's really, it takes your concentration and feeling, right? Rather than the concentration, of course, the feeling. You should feel very carefully which part of the tongue is raising or feels something different. So actually, I have given you the sounds according to the order. Okay. I have given the sounds according to the order. So the first sound is front sound. Second one is central sound. Third one is back sound. I got that idea from Safni, right? Yeah, that answer from Safni. Of course, you need to understand how it happens. E. E. When you say E, short E, then don't put E to a word, right? Just in isolation. Separately produce E only. You can switch off your mics, right? Say E only. So which part of the tongue is feeling something different? Front part means this is where you have the tip of the tongue. You know about the tip of the tongue, right? When we talk about the consonant sounds, the tip of the tongue is familiar to you. So front part includes the tip area also. So when we say E, don't you feel this front area is slightly raising? You need to feel after all. That's the thing. Right? එක මම කිව්වට බෑ. ඔයගොල්ලන්ම තමයි ඒක feel වෙනවද කියලා check කරන්න ඕනේ. And when you say A, the second vowel, A, it is not the front, of course, not the back either. It is the middle area, right? Central area of the tongue that feels the movement. A, A. Isn't that so? Are you checking?
Yes, ma'am.
So am I correct or you feel something else?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something else different from these types?
No.
Actually, all the human beings are producing the vowels the same way. So only thing is it requires your attention and feeling to recognize. Okay. And when you say a, right? When you say a, actually your tongue is a little bit out of the mouth also, no? When you say a,
Yeah.
it's out of the mouth means you are using the back area of your tongue. A. The back part of the tongue is moving. Moving means don't mistake the word, right? Only the back part is not going anywhere, while the other two parts are remaining where they are. This is one whole tongue body. But the back part is feeling something different. When you say cat or act, bat, sound, it's the back part which is very active. Right? We can say it like that. The back part is very active when we say a. And when we say a, active part is the middle part, central part. Okay, so these are the three examples: front, central, back vowel categories. I think the first phonetic feature is clear to you. Okay, so we have these three sections when we look at the tongue horizontally. Right? So these are horizontal divisions. And now look at the second one, second phonetic feature, the extent to which the tongue rises toward the palate. Now these divisions are given when we look at the tongue vertically, right? These are vertical sections, as I was drawing earlier, right? If the tongue can be in three different positions: high position, mid position, and low position. Low position means the tongue lies very much down inside the mouth, right? It's quite at a low position. And high position means it's very close to the hard palate, the high position, very close to the hard palate, and middle is in between, right? So accordingly, we have high, mid, and low, three different types of vowel sounds. And here also, I have some examples for you. And this time you have 4 vowel sounds. Identify what are high vowels, what are low vowels, and what are mid vowels. You need to pronounce them, produce them, then it will be easy. Okay, found now. What about the high vowel among these?
E.
Yeah. Yes,
E.
correct. E, first vowel is a high vowel. Because when we say E, you can feel your tongue is very close to the hard palate, right? It lies in a high position inside the mouth. So E is a high vowel. And well, what about the second vowel? A.
2 and 3.
2 and 3, what are they? A and
Mid
now
vowel.
mid vowels.
A is mid.
Sure. Correct.
Mm.
Yeah. A is a mid vowel, right? Because when we say A, the tongue is not high nor low. It lies somewhere in the middle of the mouth. Isn't that so? When you say A,
Mm.
right? So A is an example for mid vowel,
Mm.
right? And third sound is A. When you say A, you just quite open your mouth, right? A. Where is the tongue?
It's low.
In position, yes. A is an example for low vowel because the tongue is low inside the mouth. When you say A, actually it contrasts with E. When you say E, the tongue is very high. And when you say A, the tongue is very low. A. And the fourth sound,
And that also can consider as a low.
no.
Mm.
The tongue is not that low. When you say it is not high also.
Mid.
So it's mid, right?
Mm.
Is an example for mid vowel. So you can see, I think the second phonetic feature also, it's also clear to you, right? The vertical divisions of the tongue, high, mid, and low. So there are high vowels, there are mid vowels, and there are low vowels among the vowels. Fine. So we'll go to the third one, the position of the mouth, right? So there are two types of vowels according to the position of the mouth. So don't mistake these words also. Close means not like we are not closing our mouth with both upper lip and the lower lip closing, right? Touching to each other. We are not talking any kind of closing position like that. Our mouth is almost closed when we produce some sounds. And when we produce some other vowel sounds, our mouth is quite open. So they are called open vowels opposed to closed vowels. So what are the closed vowels and what are the open vowels from these four? Here also there are four sounds. So one by one you can pronounce and check whether the mouth is closed or open. I, U, A, O. Yes. What are the closed vowels?
U and O.
Yeah. U
And
and
O.
O, which means second and fourth. Second and fourth. Yes. U and O. What do you think about the fourth one? Who is correct? Right? Who is correct? It is a closed vowel. O. And what about O? When you say O, do you think your mouth is closed? Don't you have to open your mouth to say O? Without opening the mouth, can you produce O? Like quality, open, opportunity. To say these words, don't you have to open your mouth?
Yeah, ma'am, have to open. I just compare with other two and just write like that.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So, what about the first one then? E.
E,
Close or
open,
open? Close or open? E. E.
open.
Do you open the mouth fully?
No,
It's
not
actually the
fully.
degree of opening, right? We don't have to open the mouth very much. Just like even when we say O,
O.
when you want to say E, right? E and U are closed vowels. E and U, which means the first and the second. And R and O, comparatively open vowels. Because we need to open our mouth to produce third and fourth sounds. Right? Now, all these things are relative. Okay? Sapeksha. We compare with the others only, we can get the idea. Okay, right. So that is about the position of the mouth. And the last one, fourth phonetic criterion, the kind of opening made at the lips. So this is very clear. The kind of opening made at the lips, not the mouth, okay? Lips. So there are two types of vowels only, round vowels and spread vowels. Round and spread, or sometimes we call, instead of spread, unround. Round and unround, or round and spread. So there are some examples for them also. 4 examples. You can easily find the round vowels and spread vowels from these 4. Okay. So what are the round vowels? Round vowels means when you produce these vowels, your lips are rounding. Both upper lip and the lower lip get together and they are in a round shape. Spread means you are not rounding. All the situations we are not rounding your lips. Actually, spread means the opposite of round, okay? Otherwise, don't think that we are fully spreading our lips from one ear to the other ear. Not like that. Okay. So what are the lips round vowels from these 4?
First and second.
First and second, correct. I have given all these examples according to the order, right? Yeah. So when you say oo and o, you are rounding your lips, right? But when you say e and no rounding like that, nothing. So they are lips unround vowels or lips spread vowels. That is what we discuss as the kind of opening made at the lips. So these are the 4 phonetic criteria you need to consider when you classify the vowel sounds, right? That means the particular part of the tongue that is raised, horizontal divisions. That means the high, front, central or back. And the second phonetic criterion, the extent to which the tongue rises towards the palate. Vertical sections, that means the high, mid, and low classes of vowels. Third one, the position of the mouth, whether it's open or closed vowels. And the fourth one, lips round or lips spread vowels. So along with these 4 phonetic criteria, you have so many different types of vowel sounds. Okay, right. And now we are coming to the cardinal vowel diagram. So earlier I told all these 4 phonetic criteria are represented in the cardinal vowel diagram. Right? Now we know, unlike the consonants, the vowel classification and identification are quite difficult because one vowel is different from another vowel very slightly. So therefore, it's quite difficult, right? So there was a person called Cardinal. His name was Cardinal, and he has invented this vowel diagram to solve that problem. To identify the location of vowels clearly, he has come up with this diagram, and because he has found this diagram is called cardinal vowel diagram. Okay, and this cardinal vowel diagram is quite an advanced one. There are so many different vowel sounds represented in this diagram, primary vowels, secondary vowels, so many things, and all these symbols are there. But for our discussion, we will consider only the primary vowels, right? Only the vowels which we discuss as monotones. So we will try to understand this cardinal vowel diagram. Okay. So in this diagram, you can see the tongue is represented. Now, you know, this is the tongue, no? The shape of the tongue. This is the tongue. So this is the front part, middle part, and the back part likewise. So you consider this cardinal vowel diagram as the tongue, like this. Consider this as the tongue. Okay. So this is the front area, central area, and back area. And if the tongue is at a higher position, this is the high position. Middle, there are two middle positions, right? There are two middle positions, and this is the lower position. So now can you understand? Understand in the sense, do you feel that this diagram is clear now? Little bit clearer than, right? This represents the tongue. So I will erase all these things. Right? Okay. So now we need to represent these four phonetic features in this diagram, in this tongue. We need to identify how they have been represented, right? So the front part of the tongue, this is the area. All the vowels that are located in this area are called front vowels. And all the vowels that are located in this area are central vowels. And these are back vowels. Clear? So if you remember the cardinal vowel diagram along with how it represents the phonetic features, easily you can understand when you are given any vowel sound, you can just decide whether it's front vowel or central vowel or back vowel. So that is the use of the cardinal vowel diagram. And then actually some phonetic features are not represented in the cardinal vowel diagram, right? Only two are represented. Only two are marked here. You can see front, central, back divisions as well as close, half open, and open. What is the second one? Second phonetic feature is high, mid, and low. Okay. So that high, mid, and low positions are not, of course, named here, but I will mark them. Okay. So this is the high level, which I mark in green color. High level. And whatever the vowel sound that you can find inside this green circle are what? High vowels. And these are what? What are these? Low vowels. And you can consider these two as two mid-levels, right? There's one mid-level. Okay, just take it as one mid-level, then it's easy for you to understand. So this area, whatever the vowel that's located in the area in the middle are mid vowels. So high, green circles, right? High, mid, and low. Okay, right. And the third phonetic feature is the opening of the mouth, close or open, right? Mouth open or mouth close, that we can understand here in this part. You can see close, and there are two mid positions, half close, half open, and open, right? So again, it tallies with the second criterion, right? Close. And this is the half close, half open, and open, right? The blue circles indicate the different close and open positions of the mouth. Okay, and we have one left now. Opening made at the lips, right? Opening made at the lips. So where are they? Lip rounding, the lip rounding vowels and lip spread vowels. So you can find the lip rounding vowel here, right? This set. The yellow circles. Lip rounding vowels, and where are the lip spread vowels? They are up to this. Okay, so the two yellow circles cover lip spread vowels and lip round vowels. Okay, right. So I have marked the 4 phonetic criteria in different colors in the cardinal vowel diagram. So now this looks like what kind of Torana? So can you, does this make any sense in you now? Is this clear? Lot of colors are there. And one thing I want to tell you, right? Of course, now you have to think about the vowel sounds here, because there are so many vowels. No, I don't want you to confuse with all these vowel sounds. So I will circle, we'll find another color. I will circle the, okay, what is purple, right? Purple would be fine, right? I will circle the relevant monothongs, the monothongs relevant to our discussion here, right? So that is E, E, A, R, A, U, U, O. Okay, check whether there are 12 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these are the 12 vowels you need to consider. Okay, now you can check easily. If you remember the cardinal vowel diagram, of course, you can easily remember the location. You will be able to remember the location. Right now, for example, take E, right? This one. Now, what are the characteristics of this long E sound? If you remember the characteristics of this corner, then you can apply them to E. What are the characteristics of this corner? Whatever the sound you locate in this corner should be, that should be a front vowel, should be a close vowel. What are the other two? Should be a high vowel, right? And also lips spread vowel. These are the 4 features that are represented by this corner. So in this corner, we have E. So the vowel E has these 4 phonetic features. As opposed to that, what do you think about oo? Long oo sound. Oo is a back vowel. It's inside the back circle, right? It's a back vowel and high vowel, lips round vowel, and mouth close vowel. Are you following what I'm telling?
Yeah, ma'am.
Mm. So if you want, you can take a screenshot, but I don't know, with my colors, you would be confused more and more on this. But this is a very good technique for us to summarize the characteristics of all these 12 vowel sounds, right, in one forum, of course. Okay. So just like that, you can pick one by one all these 12 vowels and consider their characteristics. Here you have okay, the vowel the tense vowel. So it's a central vowel. You can see it's inside the central circle. Central vowel, and mid vowel, right? And lips, of course, it is not belonging to any yellow circle. But anyway, that is lip spread vowel, right? Not lips round vowel. And half close the half open them. It is more half close vowel. Okay. Okay. So try to understand the cardinal vowel diagram in this way, right? And of course, next we need to move on to our discussion, further discussions on types of vowels. So all these types of vowels are decided by these 4 phonetic features, right? So therefore, be clear with these 4 phonetic features. And we will continue our discussion during the, of course, because now the time is almost up there. So therefore, I don't want to start the new topic, right? New types. Of course, the types of these vowels are not new, but I don't want to start the new area today at this time. So we'll continue our discussion with the types of vowels. Probably our next session would fall on next Thursday, right? 22nd Thursday. So better if all of you can join the session so that it will be easy for you, of course, to understand these things, right? So then shall I wind up for today? Be familiar with the cardinal vowel diagram along with the types of vowel sounds until we meet next.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, right. So good night.
Good night, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome. Have sweet dreams. Okay, fine.
too,
See you
ma'am. Thank
next
you.
Thursday.